onto the ring to be second for Dennis Hall. The announcer was in the ring, but the fight broke out before he could make the introductions. This has been booked as a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. But I don't know what we'll have going here because we had a scuffle breaking out before the introductions were made, before the bell sounded. Dennis Hall on the floor right now with Bobby Main slamming his head into the press table at ringside. George Goulas keeping Sir Clements at bay, trying to keep him out of the action. The referee trying to get the wrestlers in the ring to get the match properly started, but the fans are on their feet. They're enjoying this activity, and it seems that Dennis Hall is also. Dennis Hall has been hot at Bobby Main because of an injury he suffered after a match. He was thrown out on the concrete floor. This took place 2 months ago or more now. He received a pile driver on the concrete floor and was out of commission for quite a while. I was talking with him on the phone just recently. He said he was in good shape. He was ready for Bobby Main, and he's here to prove it to this jam-packed crowd auditorium here in Birmingham, Alabama this evening. Bobby Main, groggy, as Dennis Hall hauls him to the corner, slams his head into the turnbuckles. Hall moving in on the midsection, and then a right on the button that dropped Bobby Main. Sir Clements keeping his distance because George Goulas is sitting across the ring watching. Dennis Hall has got the abdominal stretch. Sir Clements comes in to break it up. The referee sounds a bell. He disqualifies Bobby Main for outside interference and is giving the match to Dennis Hall. Dennis Hall had him securely caught in that abdominal stretch and would have forced a submission from him. It was evident to everybody, even to Sir Clement. Sir Clement came to the ring to break it up. But right now, George Goulas going after Sir Clement. Dennis Hall gets his hand lifted in victory. He has gotten some sweet revenge here this evening. What a match we've seen, and more action to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sterling Brewer reporting from ringside in Birmingham, Alabama, watching a Southeastern Tag Championship match that has Rufus R. Jones and George Nick Goulas putting their titles on the line against challengers Don Kent and Chris Gallagher. Kent and Gallagher have as their manager Jim Kent. Right now, Rufus R. Jones in the ring with Don Kent, who rebounds from the ropes, brings a boot up into the chest and puts big Rufus R. Jones down. Chris Gallagher gets a boot up in the corner of the ring as Rufus R. Jones is hurled into the uplifted boot. This match has been going on for about 4 or 5 minutes. It's been a hard-fought contest. There's been several changes of places. Men have been in and out of the ring illegally. Right now you see Gallagher coming in. There was not a tag. The referee is not allowing him to stay in, orders him out. Don Kent comes in kicking at Rufus R. Jones. Jones and Goulas have maintained this title for some time. They've defended it now successfully against several challengers, but this one is going to be a hard test for them, especially with Jimmy Kent in the corner with Kent and Gallagher, because invariably he gets involved in a match. He is always interfering, always distracting the referee, doing whatever he can to give his team the edge. George Goulas tags in, goes after Gallagher, drives him in the corner, turns his attention to Kent, puts him against the rope. But look out, Don Kent on the apron, or rather Jim Kent on the apron, and now he goes down as George Goulas focuses on him. Chris Gallagher legally in the ring. Referee Bob Holland saying keep the fist open, let's have a clean wrestling match. Let's don't have a disqualification on this. The title is at stake. Goulas and Jones, the holders of the Southeastern Tag Team Championship, with their title on the line against a couple of tough competitors, tough challengers, Don Kent and Chris Gallagher. Gallagher rebounding, puts a shoulder block to George Goulas. Goulas goes down. Gallagher on him immediately, comes up with a headlock. Onto the ropes he goes. Goulas ready for him, catches him, gives him the hip flip and puts him down as he rebounds from the rope. Chris Gallagher moving back to make the tag. Don Kent tags, but he doesn't seem to be really anxious to get into that ring at the moment. He wants to slow things down. Now he comes in at the referee's insistence after the tag had been made. Match been going on for something over 5 minutes now. Goulas takes a headlock on Don Kent. Kent lifts him high, drops him, but Goulas holds on, rolls Kent to the mat. Rufus R. Jones watching as Chris Gallagher starts to climb the ropes. Jones coming into the ring to forestall a sneak attack from Gallagher. Jim Kent, the manager, continually pacing up and down at ringside, looking for an opportunity to get into that ring to do some damage to the opponents of his team. Goulas using the shoulder block, puts Kent down, comes up with a headlock on Don Kent. Goulas and Jones defending their title Southeastern Tag Team Champions. I don't know whether we have film enough to get the complete match or not. I hope that we do, but in case we do not, if you'll stay tuned, we'll give you a final update on it after the film is done on the TV show. But right now, we want to watch the action as big Rufus R. Jones moving into the ring as Jim Kent was coming onto the apron. Chris Gallagher walking up and down the apron. Goulas holding on, rolls Kent to the mat. He's on top of him. Rufus R. Jones in the ring once again. Chris Gallagher leaving the ring, but Don Kent running around the ring, gets around behind the referee, ready to slip in if he gets the opportunity as George Goulas keeps the pressure on that step over toe hold. Rufus R. Jones backing him up very decidedly, very definitely, and he's ready to come in at any time that he might be needed. Goulas keeping the pressure on. Don Kent warding up. Goulas trips up Kent again. Rufus R. Jones coming into the match.